Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minecraft update video. Today's snapshot is 14w29a. This is another optimization, tweaks and changes snapshot. However, this one has some really important changes in it that you will want to know about. So first of all, let's start off with some of the optimization. There's something that has been added to the game which I know nothing about, but it is called VBO. This stands for Vertex Buffer Objects, and this is supposed to increase your FPS by around 5 to 10%. Well, I can tell you I'm getting around 255 frames per second on this world, and when I turn this thing on, it goes up to 350, which is a huge increase for me. And of course, this is a flat world. I haven't tried it out in a regular world yet, but it appears to make a big difference. Now, this next thing is a new game rule, and it's going to affect the F3 screen. Now, this can be applied on a server or for a command block in a custom map. It's called Game Rule Reduced Debug Info, and if we set this thing to true, it's going to decrease the amount of information we have on that screen, including our coordinates like that, which is extremely interesting because this can be controlled from a server or a map, like I said, so you can take away the ability to see your coordinates on the map, and then you just set it to false to set it back. Now, this can also be done client side as well by going into multiplayer settings. You can set it here, so we can set that to on, and it's going to reduce it, and then it doesn't matter what this one here is set to. If it's true, it's going to stay the same as if it were false, so you can override it with your own personal setting. So you probably know that zombies and skeletons will burn when they're in the daylight. However, previously, if they were standing on half slabs, they wouldn't burn. This was just an old bug that had been in the game for a long time, and that has finally been corrected, so these guys will now start to burn. There is also a tiny new feature added in this snapshot as well. That is to the time command. If we go to query and type in /gametime, then we can see how long the world has been running for. So here's a bug fix that is actually more like a feature if you ask me. Water will now be able to move minecarts. So you can see this thing right here is slowly moving, and that's just the pace that it moves at. If we move some of these half slabs around it, you'll see it's just going to move at that pace. But new functionality for the minecarts there, which is certainly interesting. And this functionality also applies to TNT as well, which is quite exciting actually. This is a really nice change to have in the game. So let's deploy that TNT, and you can see the water is pushing it on a little smoother than the minecart did. What do signs and chests have in common? They don't display the breaking animation. That has now been changed. There it is on the sign and on the chest as well. That is certainly welcome, a nice little detail right there. And here's something that's been reported to be fixed but actually isn't. If our inventory is open when we get a potion effect like that, we should now be able to see it on the side, but you still have to reopen the GUI, which is interesting. However, they have fixed something else. You now won't see your arms when you're holding a map, and you're invisible. Here is another little change that you might like to know about. If we go into game mode 0, you can see that we get no message, and when we go to game mode 1, that is because there was a bug with this game rule, which is send command feedback. If we set that to true, it will display those messages when we change, and previously when it was set to false it wouldn't do that, so that has been fixed. And of course there are a whole bunch more bug fixes in this snapshot, but I have covered the big ones. The rest of them are just the things that get broken from one snapshot to the next. And that is it for this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like, it will always be appreciated. And if you have the time, go and check out my website. It has been updated, it has a new look, it is awesome. www.xisumavoid.com if you want to check it out. But that is it from me this video, so as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.